Hey guys, welcome to this video on the Crew Motorfest this week's summit called Elegance, and this video is more focused on getting the best run possible on all of the 9 races of the summit event, and it's also focused on players who kind of are on the verge of not getting the platinum reward. Alright, the first thing you should do is basically switch to manual gears full, and the moment it is about to go, let it go a bit very small, and you would see that your first gear lands smoothly on the highest RPM, and then things will fall on its own. On this stretch, make sure that you hit the max. This turn over here, you don't need to brake at all, but this one needs braking. You need to make sure that you hit that gutter and then take a turn. This one as well, I think you should shift down at this point. It will help you take the turn smoothly, followed by this turn as well. And this one is full speed, you don't need to make any braking efforts over here. This one, slight brake so that you stay on the track, and then you would now come to a point. This turn over here is where I think most of the people would be losing like a good amount of time. Right, take that turn smoothly with the gutters. Once you're done with these two gutters, you should then, it's a straight path, go for full nos. Another one, make sure you hit the gutters on this turn, and you should be able to go full speed. You have to be cautious at this point because it kind of turns, it kind of takes your car to the right hand side, and then at this point you should be able to take your car to the full speed. You don't need to make you don't need to brake there. And then this is also important, guys. If you kind of don't be on track, you will go sideways. Brakes, and then I applied a lot of brake. I don't think that was necessary. This one is a gutter turn again. Try to be as fast as possible hitting the gutters, and here comes the shortcut. This initially was easy for me, but then for some odd reason I was getting bad at it. This was also bad, but luckily I went to that cap and then full speed. This is kind of tricky because I think at a halfway of what I have seen the videos of pro players, they are hitting almost 420 440 at 70-80%, whereas I am currently at 350. I think I could have done better. Try to do it better, try to keep the nos, use it wisely, and then you should be able to go 440 in the beginning, 80%, and then the remaining you can easily hit 450. Kind of save good amount of seconds during the last 20% of the race, and you should be able to, I have done 315. I think you can do even better and be within 310 311 if that works. Alright, on to the next race. Oh, by the way, I have scored 133 over here. My rank was 3000. I will try to do a better run for this. Next one is with the Bugatti Veyron, and this was quite a decent race. You don't need to not use a nos here. Second gear control, I think I was on third. I tried for second. For a few of the races, it kind of slowed down my car too much. Yeah, on this one, gutter turn, make sure that you use your skills of guttering and then be as fast as possible. Don't make the mistakes that I have done. This one is a brake plus control, and then make sure that you be on track at this point, because I tried a lot of times and then I was kind of going sideways, losing on speed. This one full brake, second gear for sure. I did it third. I'm not sure why I said second. I did in third. This one needs to be on full speed. This section has to be on full speed. I think you can do way better. I think you can easily be close to 430 in the previous turn. This turn should be at 450, not the turn but before the turn, and then you easily can brake, take these turns smoothly, gear shift to be on track, shift down to be on track, and then third you can easily, I was at like 130, you can see, like if done better, which there are a lot of other players doing, you can be even in a you can even be faster than me. I think you can even come faster. Full speed, control, don't hit like I have done. And if you like, I have made some very basic mistakes throughout this race, right? And then with those mistakes also, you can see I have scored a 2-2, which would give me a 140, close to 140 points, 140k points, which is a very decent score, I would say. But avoid those mistakes, and I think you can get even better scores on this track. Alright, the next one is with the Renault Trezor Concept. Alright, on this the Bugatti is fast, and basically you need to make use of slipstream, and then on this point don't use brakes, let the car slide through. If you use brakes, the amount of control you would have on the car, it will be way more worse than what it would be. Let the car slide through and get back on the track. I think you can use NOS like I have done in between this track, go through the off-roads. Again, don't use NOS in this, nor the brakes. If you use either of them, you are kind of pushing your car out of your control. Brakes, make sure that you have there are 2 consecutive checkpoints. Put on brakes to easily control your car through those checkpoints. And then at this point you basically have to go full speed, but wait for it, let this checkpoint pass and then hit NOS. For me it was difficult to control the car if I would hit NOS before that. So at this point, full on brakes, take the left turn, try to get back onto track, save NOS for this entire stretch, because you would need, like this car can go 450 and still do a much better. So once you pass that point, use full NOS to get to the full speed. I think I went up to 450. This stretch is kind of very easy to control your car at very high speed, so make use of it and save a lot of time. Alright, up to the next race, yeah, you would get an advantage on this. Like this car has a very good acceleration, so it takes off very easily. This is a tricky turn. You basically have to start turning the moment you see the yellow race line. So don't take a turn at the very end, because that will take you off track. You will lose speed at this section. Shift down, control gutter is what you need to do. Don't use a NOS till this point. Once you are at this point, you kind of cross this section with full speed, use NOS if needed, and then you would have another section. Control your car, don't use NOS now. I think I have done a bad job at turning at this point. Now this turn is, you need to build up the speed, maintain it through this section, don't go off-road as of now. get that speed up, and now you would go off-road straight to the next checkpoint. And now use full NOS to get to the max speed. You will have a good section over here, right? So you can easily maintain high speed and then kind of save some time. At this point, hit brakes, take the quickest turn as possible, stay on the track, hit this checkpoint, and now, which I have done done a very bad job, avoid this, and you should be able to do much better times than me. Alright, to the next race. Starting off normal, the rival will try to overtake you. You can overtake this guy very easily. And then once you're done, it is a smooth turn. And then while the car is in the air, you shift down, and then you would have a better speed. Drift this turn. We need to drift this turn. This is important, or else I think that is the fastest way you can take that turn. I think the race is kind of fine. Your car would easily be around 400, 300 all the time. This turn is kind of you should put on the brakes and have a better control of the car. There are few sections coming up next where you need to make sure that you have a better control by putting on the brakes and then shifting down. Now we are kind of entering into a section which is kind of tricky, because these section, if you are not going at full speed, you will lose critical time. Most of the players, I believe, are doing max speed at this point in this section, and because this is a tricky section. If you're not going full speed in this section, you're definitely losing out. Alright, after the next race, starting of this race is a bit interesting because our rival will try to overtake us, but if you keep pushing the rival to your left and don't allow it to pass, then they would stay on the back. Now, once we are done, you would be at 4th gear, shift down to have a good acceleration and speed, maintain that 3rd gear throughout this section so that you don't have to put on brakes. This 3rd gear you can maintain till this point, and now shift gears to the 2nd, immediately 3rd, 4th, 5th, and get to the full speed. Avoid using the full NOS, keep that bottle on. At this point, brakes and try to stick to the road, and then you should basically be at around 558 when you're at this entry point. You can take both the ways, I think both are fine. You can take the track, you can take this off-roading route, and then at this point when you are in, this is where you need to be on full speed, because you have, if you don't go at full speed, you will losing out a lot of seconds over here. People I have seen, they are even way faster. They go at around 460, 470. This turn is tricky. Put the brakes on, shift down either of them, and make sure that you don't hit the walls. This corner, this tunnel has to be at around 370. I was slow, I know. And this again, full speed as much high as possible. Up next is a nice turn, so shift down up to 2nd, take that turn, stay on the track, and then again it's time to go full speed. Have that bottle of NOS saved so that you don't have to kind of not sticking at around 420 or 430. You have to be at around 450, 460, 470 also if you can make it, and if you have sufficient bottle of NOS. Brakes, turn, don't go sideways. Again, maintain this entire course by either shifting down. Shifting down is better than braking, basically, right? And now at this point again, shift down, put on some brakes because you might go off track, so make sure that you are on track, and then full speed. At the end of this section, make sure you shift down, don't put on brakes, just shift down to have control, and then take a nicer turn, and then you should be able to make a 330 on the bare minimum if you follow what I have done, and if not, you can be even faster. So that is it, guys. That is it for this week's summit guide. If you follow this, again, you will be able to get an advantage of 5 to 6 seconds on each of the run. Make sure that you switch to manual gearing, and you should be able to get to the best possible rank.